An interesting thing that something that came up during the debate was that an issue about repealing the 17th Amendment, and Eckersley challenged you on that because he felt that if he what he was saying is that you would take the power away from the people, and to me it seems like a gross misunderstanding of what the 17th Amendment. But I want to give you some time to kind of address that because he did ask you that question about the 17th Amendment.
Yeah, and he asked that on the backside of me asking him who he was going to vote for in the United States Senate, Roy Blunt or Robin Carnahan, and he took 90 seconds to not answer the question, so I pushed him on it again. I said, well, which one are you going to vote for? Because he'd been talking about Roy Blunt all evening and agreeing with me, and I was just curious who he was going to vote for. And he said, you want to take the vote away from the people. The Founding Fathers envisioned senators as being statesmen and patriots. They didn't envision being politicians. They weren't supposed to be running for elections 6 years in a row before their election comes up, raising money for 6 years to run for office. They were supposed to originally be picked by the state legislatures. And, it's a philosophical argument. It is never, ever going to happen. But somebody asked me in a forum one day what my opinion was, and, if you could truly have true representation. I mean, everybody's for the 10th Amendment. They're for states' rights. They're for getting the power back to the local people where it should be, just like I am on education. I think that education needs to be handled at the local level. I mean, the federal government pays about 15% of our education cost, and then they ramrod about 95% with their mandates to our school districts, which isn't right either. So that's the dust up on the 17th Amendment. It's something else for him to campaign on, I guess.
Yeah, to me, it's like I said, it's a gross misunderstanding of what it actually is and what it would do, because for some people reason, and I agree on that issue, I think it should be repealed because you're right. I mean, these senators are no longer really beholden to the people. They just kind of get there and do their own thing. We see that all too well with Senator Claire McCaskill. She just kind of does her own thing, and she'll listen to you, but then do whatever the heck she wants. So
right. Exactly. They're going to do whatever is politically expedient. That's exactly what they're going to do, and that's not how the Senate was supposed to be a deliberative body. It was supposed to be close to the states. It was supposed your state legislature, which, oh, by the way, are elected by the people. So if they say, oh, you want to take away my vote for United States Senate, that's not what it's about. I mean, you vote for your legislators. They send statesmen and patriots up there that, don't have to get reelected. They don't have to run for office 24/7. They don't have to raise money. If you remember when that Congressman Massa this year got thrown out because he was tickling the boys in his office,
yes,
and got thrown out of office, he said that, he was a freshman, and he said in his exit interview that he was spending, I believe it was 6 to 8 hours a day on the phone begging for money.
Wow.
And, that's something I'm not going to do. I might last one term up there, but I'm going to represent the people, and I'm going to do the best job I can for the people in the Ozark.